Hey guys, it's your old pal John from Humor and History. Take a history quiz with me. Let's see how this is. I'm not sure what specifically this one is. Can you answer these questions on historic firsts? Okay. Let me know how you guys do. These are going to be confusing a little bit for me. I'm not great at these kinds of things because they ask about Edison and stuff like that, and I always get confused as to who really did first things. All right, don't forget to let me know what your score is.
Hi and welcome to Quizzes for You. I'm Ben, your host, and this quiz is all about famous firsts in world history.
Okay.
It should be a fun one, so let's see how you do.
Fair enough.
Who was the first person to record and play back sound successfully? Was it Bell, Marconi, or Edison?
Edison.
And that's him pictured there, a young Thomas Edison.
Yeah.
Which country issued the world's first adhesive postage stamp known as the penny black? Was it Canada, the United Kingdom, or Australia?
That would be penny black.
And it was issued
United Kingdom.
In what year was the first handheld portable cell phone call made? Was it in 1973, 81, or 85?
1973. Sorry about that. I got a weird.
And it was way back in 1973.
Yeah.
Who invented the first practical pneumatic tyre? Charles Goodyear, Andre Michelin, or John Boyd Dunlop?
Dunlop. John Boyd Dunlop.
And it was John Boyd Dunlop.
Yeah.
Who was the first animal to make an orbital spaceflight around the Earth?
This.
Was it a monkey called Albert, a dog called Laika, or a rabbit called Bugs?
Laika. Yeah.
And it was a dog called Laika. In what year did Neil Armstrong become the first person to walk on the moon? 1968, 69, or 70? And there's a bonus point for you if you can name the lunar module. Drop your answer in the comments down below. The answer here is 1969.
I don't remember the lunar module.
Who was the first person to reach the South Pole? Was it Robert Falcon Scott, Ernest Shackleton, or Roald Amundsen?
Shackleton or Amundsen. It's Shackleton, I think.
Roald Amundsen.
Amundsen. No, Shackleton was north.
Who invented the first successful mechanical computer known as the analytical engine? Was it Charles Babbage, Conrad Zuse, or Alan Turing?
I think it was Babbage, but I would rather say Turing, but I think it was Babbage.
Charles Babbage.
Yeah.
Who was the first person to make a telephone call? Was it Nikola Tesla, Alexander Graham Bell, or Heinrich Hertz?
I thought it was Bell. I thought it was Alexander Graham Bell for a phone call.
Alexander Graham Bell.
Okay.
Who invented the printing press? James Hargreaves, James Watt, or Johannes Gutenberg?
Okay, we should all know this. It's Johannes Gutenberg. Gutenberg printing press.
And it was Johannes Gutenberg. Which country was the first to democratically elect a woman as president? Was it Iceland, the UK, or India?
All had women heads of state, but I think it was Iceland.
And that one
I can't remember her name. Yeah.
Who is credited with inventing the first successful practical helicopter?
Oh, I know.
Leonardo da Vinci, Ferdinand von Zeppelin, or Igor Sikorsky?
Igor Sikorsky. It was used in the Korean War, somewhat in World War II, but yeah.
The Montgolfier brothers invented the first practical what? Steam locomotive, aeroplane, or hot air balloon?
Practical? I don't know. I'd have to say hot air balloon. I don't know.
The first practical hot air balloon.
I don't even count that because that would never.
Who gave the world's first demonstration of a working television in 1927? Was it Alexander Graham Bell, John Logie Baird, or Nicolas Lumiere?
I think it was Baird because it wasn't French.
John Logie Baird.
Yeah.
Who was the first to discover and use gunpowder? The Aztecs, ancient Egyptians, or Chinese?
I believe it was the Chinese. I feel like these are trick questions, but some of them are just a little easier. Or at least for me.
Who was the first and only president of the Confederate States of America?
I'll let you guys answer this
Jefferson Davis, Ulysses S. Grant, or Robert E. Lee?
I know some of you were going to say Robert E. Lee, but it was
And the
Jefferson
answer,
Davis.
Jefferson Davis. In which year was the world's first photograph made with a camera taken? 1784, 1826, or 1899?
1826. It was a view of Paris, wasn't it? Do you guys know
And that
if it
was
was?
in 1826. Who invented the first true operable battery? Was it Michael Faraday, James Watt, or Alessandro Volta?
I don't know. Watt or Volta?
And the
Sounds
answer is
like they would be right.
Alessandro Volta.
Volta, okay.
In 1953, who became the first climbers to reach the summit of Mount Everest? James Hillary and Tenzing Norway, Edward Hillary and Tenzing Northway, or Edmund Hillary and Tenzing Norgay?
Edmund
And the correct
Hillary.
answer, Edmund Hillary and
That's-
Tenzing Norgay.
I didn't know Tenzing Norgay.
Who
Didn't know
developed
that.
the first successful vaccine? Louis Pasteur, Edward Jenner, or Jonas Salk?
Is it
And
Louis
do you know what it
Pasteur?
was for another bonus point?
Was it Edward Jenner for smallpox?
The answer is Edward Jenner.
Is that right, smallpox?
Who sent the first transatlantic radio signal? Edison, Tesla, or Marconi?
Oh, man. I'm going with Marconi on this. I don't think it was Tesla or Edison.
And it was Marconi.
Yes.
Who was
That
the
was a
first
guess.
person to discover the planet Uranus?
I
William
pronounce it
Herschel,
Uranus.
Isaac Newton, or Galileo Galilei?
Herschel? I don't know.
It was William Herschel.
Yeah, I figured the other two were
Who was the
obvious.
first emperor of the Russian Empire? Nicholas II, Peter the Great, or Ivan the Terrible?
That would be Peter the Great.
And the correct answer, Peter the Great.
Yeah.
Who was the first explorer to cross the Antarctic Circle? Christopher Columbus, James Cook, or Marco Polo?
It would have to be Cook, I think, because he was down towards, he made so many trips. Cook's like,
And the correct one there, James Cook.
he was an animal. He was all over the place.
Named the first queen to rule England in her own right.
Oh,
Mary I, Elizabeth I, or Anne I?
You guys are going to crucify me. Not Anne. Elizabeth?
And it
No,
was
Anne.
Mary
Anne.
I.
Mary. Oh. No.
Where was the first true paper
We don't
making
learn this
process
stuff.
developed? In China, Egypt, or India?
That'd be China. China.
And the correct answer there, China.
Yeah.
Who was the first person to complete a solo flight across the Atlantic Ocean? Amelia Earhart, Howard Hughes, or Charles Lindbergh?
Charles Lindbergh.
And the correct answer, Charles Lindbergh. Who was the first person to run a mile in under 4 minutes? Was it Jim Ryan, Roger Bannister, or Sebastian Coe?
No, these are not right. It's Tom Cruise. You've seen him run in movies. I don't know who this is.
And it
Bannister?
was Roger
Ryan?
Bannister.
Okay.
Who was the first person to win 2 Nobel Prizes in
This I
different
do know.
fields? Was it Albert Einstein, Marie Curie, or Ernest Rutherford?
Marie Curie. And she won too. So it's kind of...
And the correct answer, Marie Curie. Who was the first person to complete a solo flight around the world? Charles Lindbergh, Amelia Earhart, or Wiley Post?
Now, Amelia Earhart didn't make it. It would have to be Wiley Post. These are all process
And
of
that
elimination.
one was Wiley Post.
Okay. Never heard of him.
Who invented the first practical steam-powered locomotive? Robert Fulton, George Stephenson, or James Watt?
First practical? I do not know this. I should know
And
that.
the answer, George
What?
Stephenson.
No, Stevenson. Okay.
Who was the first
Vincent's
emperor of
wrong.
Rome? Augustus, Nero, or Julius Caesar?
That would be Augustus. Yeah.
And it was Augustus. In which year was the first modern Olympic Games held?
Modern.
1742, 1896, or 1952?
1896. I did a paper on this in high school.
And they were held in 1896. Who made what is considered the first commercially available combustion engine automobile? Carl Benz, Ferdinand Porsche, or Henry Ford?
Ah, the only one I never had. Carl Benz. Not
The correct
that I had
answer,
him
Carl Benz.
in any way you're thinking that way.
Who was the first woman to travel to space? Sally Ride, Mae Jemison, or Valentina Tereshkova?
Valentina Tereshkova. You should study more women's
And it
history
was
for people who don't know that.
Valentina Tereshkova. Where was the first known democracy in the ancient world? Was it in Athens, Damascus, or Babylon?
That would be Athens. And by the way, if you ever look at American buildings, just as a side note, they all look like the Parthenon for a reason, because of democracy and yada, yada, yada.
The answer is Athens.
My wife is Greek, so...
Name the Wright brothers' first successful airplane. Was it the Spirit of Carolina, the Wright Flyer, or the Eagle?
Yes, I know they're not the first people to fly, but they called it the Wright Flyer.
And the correct answer, the Wright Flyer.
They were the first to successfully
What is Anthony van
tell
Leeuwenhoek
people about
credited
it, really.
with discovering in 1676? Mars, radiation, or
He
bacteria?
was, it's either radiation or bacteria. It's got to be bacteria.
And he discovered
Yeah.
bacteria.
Okay.
Name the city where the first atomic bomb was dropped in warfare. Was it Hiroshima, Nagasaki, or Tokyo?
Hiroshima. Of course, the Americans.
And the correct answer, Hiroshima. Of the 7 wonders of the ancient world, which was built first? The Lighthouse of Alexandria, the Great Pyramid of Giza, or the statue of Zeus at Olympia?
Great Pyramid of Giza.
And the correct
Right?
answer, the Great
Yeah.
Pyramid of Giza. Okay, I have one final question for you. Have you subscribed to my channel yet? If not...
That's a good question. Have you subscribed to my channel yet? That's a terrible accent, sorry. How did you guys do? I think I got... What did I get? 2 wrong, maybe? 3? 2? Oh, well. Let me know in the comments. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.